Yo, what's going on? You already know what it is. It's going for the gusto. Hey, how y'all doing out there? Hey, you already know
Yeah,
who we
boy.
got coming with us.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Hey, we got Boom Bam Bunansky. We got Way Too Cool. And we got that Queso Casino. And you also got your boy, you already know. You already know. Bartholomew. You already know. You already know. Hey, listen, this is how we going to start this podcast off today,
Hey,
all
no,
right?
hold on. Let me start the podcast off today. Why he still got on this hat?
Yes,
I've
sir.
been
I know you
downloading this
like
for
it,
like
baby.
3 episodes,
hmm
and you still got on this hat. Why you got this
I
hat
showed
on?
up here just for you, man. I
Let
gotta
the
be
man be
classy, man.
cool.
Yes,
Why you
sir.
look like one of the pastors that be on scroll?
Let the man
hmm
be cool.
Come on, what else you want with it?
Let the
If he
man
think,
be.
I'm the coolest guy in your
yes,
friend list.
if he think that's cold, I don't know, whatever. Mm,
hmm
mm.
For
Yeah, I
sure.
tell you what ain't cool, your friend list.
Hey, check this out. We got these topics, and we're gonna cover these topics today. All right. The first topic is, can the stats determine if you're considered a number one quarterback or not? That's the first topic. And then the second topic is,
Right? You said cornerback, right?
yeah, cornerback. My bad. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
cornerback. Yeah. Not quarterback, cornerback. Hey, and also the next topic is, we was gonna discuss division leaders, but guess what? It's a new topic for you, my boy, on this one. This one is, how many teams have had quarterback controversies throughout their years? We're going to cover that. We're going to let my boy Boom Bam Bunansky, we're going to let my boy Boom Bam Bunansky lead that one. And then also our last one is, we're going to talk about some of our greatest tight ends that we consider one of our best tight ends that was in the league. Yep. Hope you got that ready for me, Queso.
Obviously.
Hope you got that ready for me, Queso.
I hope
Hey,
y'all
but
ready for
yeah.
me. I hope y'all ready for me. That's the real question. Man,
Oh,
we
we
gonna
ready.
see.
Hmm.
We ain't
We
got no
gonna
other
see,
choice.
bro.
Hey, but hey, so since we about to pop this off, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the, can the stats determine if you're a number one cornerback? We're gonna go ahead and let Boom Bam Bunansky go ahead and start us off with that.
All right. Well, so most of the top cornerbacks this year statistically look bad. Let's start with Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard. They are 1 and 2 as giving up the most touchdowns in one-on-one coverage.
Burnt toast.
And
Burnt
so
toast.
like now the concept of a number one corner, I think, is so it's somewhat overplayed because like you gotta have a pass rush because there's so many elite receivers on the field at one time now. It's not just like, oh, this is the guy he want to go to. You put me in the one-on-one coverage, I'm gonna do my thing. And I think like
Mm.
now, like I ain't gonna say now, but like cool. We always talk about this like stats. Um, stats are factual and they tell the story, but not the whole story. So like
hmm
I don't like when people. I don't like when people say, "Oh, you can't just look at the stats." The stats are engraved in history. That happened. You know what I'm saying?
Numbers
If
don't
that
lie.
happened, that happened. But at the same time, it's little intricacies that go into it. And I'll talk about Jalen Ramsey real quick. I think for him, it's just the Rams have been an overall bad defense for the majority of the season. Like they not getting pressure on the quarterback. You leaving him on an island, and it don't matter how good of a corner you are. You let that quarterback get the scramble out of the pocket or do something else. You can't cover the receiver forever. So I just think like the stats get kind of like mixed in sometimes, and
Yeah, it kind of gets washed into it.
obviously when it comes down
Mhm.
to being
Yeah,
and
I agree.
when it comes down to being like all pro and stuff like that, definitely you gotta look at the stats. But at the same time, I just think it ain't gonna tell the full story. But I think a cornerback can still be considered a number one corner, even if like because sometimes you just end up on the bad side of the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
That's
I
true.
see with like Jalen Ramsey being the way how he is this season, I could definitely see how like it looks like a big decline right now for Jalen Ramsey. But the biggest thing that me and you talk about when it comes to like the stats not telling the full story about how what goes down on the field is you can see how somebody has a misdirection on the defense that creates that upset on the offense that they don't ever get credit for. So you can always see what they always bring to the table. They don't it doesn't translate to like the scoreboard. But I think that to say the difference between being a number one cornerback accustomed to like what we already know what them to be is everybody's looking for the interceptions, they're looking for the big plays, but they're not looking for what actually causes the plays to fall through in its entirety. So I think that you got to start. I think people need to start paying more attention to what brings out of the play aside from the big plays itself. Everybody's always looking for the big play, but you got to look for what breaks it down into the small plays that create turnovers.
Yeah, I agree. What you think, Queso?
Well, like I said, the stats can solidify a lot of things, but like how he said, it doesn't tell the whole story because you got corners up there who are good, who are great in zone. They don't have much pass breakups. They don't have much interceptions. They don't have much tackles, but they can cover in space. Like when a quarterback go through his progressions, and he sees the players sitting in their zones, he could be like, "Oh, I'm trying to go short, but I can't because I got this corner covering the flat." But so I'm gonna redirect and I'm gonna go long, but it might turn out to be a bad ball because your number one target was the flat, but you got a corner covering. That corner not getting those stats, but he's doing his job of coverage. So even though you might not get interceptions, you might not get pass breakups like that, you are respected and feared on the field. Oh, I need to know what number 24 is. Oh, I need to know what number 3 is because I can't throw that way because he's always going to have his assignment covered with no slack. So yes, stats can determine if you are a number 1, number 2, number 3, but stats don't at the same time. And I'm going to say we do get caught up in the hype of, oh, he got 11 picks, or, oh, he got 27 pass breakups on the year. He got the most pass breakups in the league. No, you need to go look at the person who's not being highlighted in the play. That's on the other side of the field doing his job, shutting down his side or shutting down his zone, having his zone on lock. So
should you not give more respect to the wide receiver as well?
For what? The corner's covering him.
He's talking about the receiver that's getting open, I guess. That's what he's...
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, I see what he's talking about. Well, let me give my little say-so on this, right? Because as playing receiver, being one of the top receivers to ever line up on the line.
Oh, you sorry, boy. You sorry.
To be able to line up on the line. I'm just going to say, like, if I'm running, like, routes forever and these quarterbacks are making extended plays, like, I know it's hard for the cornerback to, like, continue to try to figure out which direction, like, I'm going to take place next. It's very hard. And have we seen, like, especially against the Rams, like, you've seen a lot of teams have extended plays against the Rams. Like, what do you expect at that point? Like, you cannot. We know Jalen Ramsey is a good corner, right? You know what my coach used to tell me? If you can cover that boy for 5 to 6 seconds, we might get somewhere. After that, we might be fried.
Yeah.
Listen. After that, we might be fried. So you can't really calculate those. Yeah, you can't really calculate those. Those 7 scored on stats. I guess that's what everybody's comparing. Their flaws to. Oh, they've been scored on 7 times alone this season. Yeah, probably so. And
see, that's the biggest thing. See, that's what I want to touch on right there. That's what I want to touch on right there, Bartholomew. That's what I want to touch on. It's the fact that you can sit down and watch the game and you can look at the stat board. You can do one or two of the things, man. But you got to also be able to look at the game and understand what is actually happening, accustomed to what is happening on a stat sheet. So I'm like you can say he's been
Right.
scored on X amount of times. That's fine at Danny. But like when you go and you look towards the protection, you look towards the defense, you look towards how he covered the defense. It's like it goes underneath the water because you just see it on the stat sheet that he got scored on. That's cool and dandy. But if you put somebody else in that same perspective, then how does it look?
That's right.
Nah,
Now, how does it
the
look?
thing is the thing is the the thing about the position is that you give or take with the position, right? So if we were talking about a defensive end and he got 20 sacks, you can say, yo, his defensive tackle is a beast. He clogging up, he taking 2 blockers on every time, but he getting the sacks. And at the end of the day, the stats do matter to that extent. Even if you say, okay, we're gonna send whatever receiver in motion because we want to get him open, right? Like so, offensive coordinators use whatever they can to get the guy open. They run pick plays. They run whatever. And even if they're playing good one-on-one coverage, if the man still come down with the ball, he still came down with the ball. And you got to accept that because when you get the credit, you got to also take the blame. And that's the thing about it, right? Cool, like that you gotta respect that part of the game that the blame comes with the credit. So when you're covering the number one receiver 1-on-1 and the number one receiver when he get 2 or 3 catches, people say, yeah, man, he did his thing. But when the ball don't go your way and DeAndre Hopkins just happened to bring it down, you gotta accept that too. Like you can't just say, well, it
Not
was
yet.
good coverage. No, because it's your job for him to not catch the ball at the end of the day. And then a lot of times when it comes to touchdowns, like wide receivers score off fade routes or tight ends score off fade routes, and that's almost if the quarterback throws the ball right, that's an impossible route to cover. You can't actually play defense, right? If the ball is placed the right way, you got a bigger body, you can't actually cover that. So I would say you got to look at that as well in the grand scheme of it.
Which is true, which is also situational football, but which is true though. I understand.
Well, shoot. Hey, looks like we got that covered. Look like we got that covered down in the bag. Now we're gonna go ahead and move to this mystery topic.
Mystery topic? What mystery topic?
The topic I said was a mystery earlier. See, that's how I know you. Listen,
You don't pay
boy,
attention.
that case ain't got no dip.
No dip.
Well, that case ain't got no dip, boy.
Yeah,
Listen,
man, put that man in the fridge,
we're gonna
man.
talk about a few teams. We're not gonna try to stay too long because this topic right here could probably get lengthy. We're gonna try to keep it cool and concise, but like a lot of teams that have been having troubles with with stable quarterbacks throughout their seasons and years, and we're gonna cover a few teams on that. So hey, you know what? I'm gonna let you go ahead and start. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start, Queso, and you tell me what team been having some quarterback issues throughout the years where they couldn't keep a quarterback.
Talk to us.
Boy, Jacksonville can't keep a quarterback since Mark Brunell, boy.
Dude, word though.
Like the last, seriously, like the last solid quarterback Jacksonville had was like David Garrard, and then he hasn't played since 2011, and that was because he had an illness. Well, he had like a disease. He had Crohn's disease, so that that cut his career short. Yeah, we tried with Blake Bortles. Who was the quarterback for Blake Bortles? Somebody, I can't even remember his name. Blake Bortles didn't work out. Then we went to can't even tell. Y'all know the boy, mustache, jacket, shirt, man.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew. And then now we went and got Trevor. And I don't know, man.
Y'all think y'all gonna keep Trevor for a while?
I mean, for the length of his contract, yeah. I mean,
his time ticking. Like people don't want to talk about it, but his time is ticking because he's been wildly
How much time he got
inconsistent.
left? That's the good question.
Yeah,
and he should. Next season should be his last one of his.
Yeah,
contract.
he should have. It's either that or the season after that, but it should be
What's
coming
that?
up.
That's his 3rd year.
It's a season. It's a season coming up this year. 3.
This is 3rd year, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna be his 4th.
Yeah,
This is 3rd year right there.
They probably got
To
like
be
the
honest,
4+1, so they probably got
we
the
might pick
option
up
of they probably got a 50 option
the
on them.
50. We most likely going to pick up the 50 option. But man, I know the man. Dougie P got to do something next year
Bro,
Man,
to make the people believe.
what you
I mean,
got,
that
D
like
might be a
Bam?
topic for another day,
man,
but at the
bro,
same time, y'all really want to put the blame on Trevor Lawrence?
no, cause
He
see,
threw
it
he threw
don't
the
be
ball.
about
Oh,
He got to
it
throw
don't
the
be
ball.
about the blame. It don't be about the blame. It's about like, can you see? Like he has certain games where you say, I can see it. He might be this, but then it's like it's not a constant progression upwards.
right,
Like I think the
right,
thing about the quarterbacks is that I think a misconception is that people think like when you're trying to find a quarterback, like it's about making certain throws. It's about throwing picks. I don't think it's about any of that. It's that when you watch him play the game, you say, if he can consistently do that, he can consistently be good in this league. Even if the wide receiver not open or not, just him
right.
trying to throw it to the open area, throw his receiver open. I think that's a big part of it. But obviously, man, it's a
Which
lot of
is
teams. I think over the years. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
No,
Well,
I agree with you. I'm just saying,
obviously,
at the same, but
The man said, "Go
well,
ahead."
I'm gonna say this though. Like, it's a couple of teams that come to mind. I know Chicago is a big one who can't have a consistent quarterback. The Texans almost had consistency. They messed that up. They still Baltimore. I think it's a team that ain't really been consistent. The Jets. I mean, unless people want to bring up Sanchez, it is what it is. I don't think the Dolphins ain't really had nobody since Marino, who you said is somebody. But y'all know when it comes down to
I
Washington,
definitely agree with that. But
when it comes down to Washington, we're literally number one in the most quarterbacks since 2010. Bro. We had like 24 quarterbacks.
Hey, y'all boy, remember Jason Campbell?
Come on, bro.
who's
Dude,
Jason
Hey,
Campbell?
Jason Campbell been going for 17, I think. That's how bad it been.
that's
And dude, we had Mark Brunell too. Jeez.
Oh,
Looking
y'all
crazy.
did. Oh,
And then I don't know what we tried when we tried to get Donovan McNabb. We finally got a quarterback in RG3 who looked
Campbell's in a
promising, but
bad
that
pick.
ended fast.
that
Donovan
injury,
McNabb was
man.
probably
I
the best
mean,
pick y'all
that wasn't
had
a
at that
bad.
point.
It wasn't.
That
It
injury,
ain't been a
but that's what
bad
happened
pick.
when you try to. That's what happened, man. When you like you.
But I
I
don't even
mean, yeah,
think I don't even think I don't think it was the injury. I think once he got injured, when they tried to make him play after that, that's what ruined it. Because like
yeah.
most times injuries don't be that bad, but when you get back in the
Yeah,
game, and I will say this about RG3, when she got a book coming out and all that, he tried to go to the front office and say, "Yo, I want to throw the ball from the pocket more," knowing you got to develop into that. You gotta be. Sometimes you gotta be a Russell Wilson, like even though he's looking bad right now. You gotta use your legs early in your career until you develop into a pocket passer. RG3 went to
yeah,
the
Pay
office
attention,
like,
kids,
oh,
because
I
that's
gotta
a subject
protect my
that'll matter
body with a
later.
pocket passer. You look bad, bro. You look bad doing that. You develop that skill to be Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Tom Brady and Peyton Manning didn't even look great in their early years. People forget, well, Brady won the Super Bowl, cool, but 9 Hall of Famers on defense. Who I should probably win the Super Bowl with that. Like, come on, like we're not finna
right.
really do that. Like
I
as
mean,
he progressed in
if,
his
if, if
career, he got better.
if we're going to talk about
You go ahead.
RG3 kind of resembled more towards like a Michael Vick to a Vince Young type of way, the way how he came into the game. Like, he's really good on his legs. He was pretty he's pretty accurate on his passing. Um, it was he's one of those people that fell into a victim of which I pray never happens until Lamar Jackson, where he was like one of the Lamar Jacksons before Lamar Jackson came along. If he unfortunately got hurt. He hurt his knee, and he never bounced back from it. But when it comes to the Washington compared to the not Detroit, excuse me, when it comes to Washington compared to the Broncos, like in a short time frame, the Broncos have been through 7 different quarterbacks within 7 years. Like, I think the Broncos have been
So
going
have
through it
we.
ever since they.
We got
I'm
more than
sorry, what?
them. We
In
got more
seven
than
years?
them. Our in 7 years. In 7 years, bro, what's 7 years ago? That'll be 2015. Yeah, bro. We had
2015.
Fitzpatrick, Case Keenum. We had Fitzpatrick,
Nope.
Case Keenum, Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke. I started a couple of times. We had um what's his name? Tyler something. We had to sign him
Tyler
on a
Smith?
1 year contract. We had Josh.
I think
We
Tyler
had
Smith.
Josh Johnson.
Oh, Josh
I
Johnson.
don't even
That's
know
the
who that
name
is.
y'all did.
Exactly.
Josh Johnson. He was a backup. He was a career backup.
He was a
And they
career
had to
Hey,
start because they had nobody else.
hey, that's crazy. So you know what? I ain't even gonna say too much. But I mean, my coach just got to have trouble just finding a quarterback that's just going to stay and gonna
Your
do a
coach
good
just made a
job.
bad decision,
Ever
but
since
it's
Andrew
okay.
Luck, man, ever since Andrew Luck, man, we've we just tried it. Like we tried to do our best. It was like, hey, Andrew Luck, give us this. Hey, if you can't, okay, Jacoby, you got it? Maybe. All right, don't worry. If you ain't got it, Carson, you got it? No, wait, I'm missing somebody in it. No, Carson, come in. And then
Um,
if
yeah,
I'm missing
somebody else
somebody, with,
started. Somebody else started in that time frame. Who we
I'm missing
missed?
somebody.
Somebody else. Oh, Philip Rivers.
Philip
Oh,
Rivers, yeah,
Philip
Philip Rivers,
Rivers.
come
Yeah,
in. We
there.
got you.
Because Philip Rivers came from the Chargers.
That man
Yeah,
played for
yeah,
1 year.
yeah,
Was like,
yeah.
hey,
I
this
forgot
ain't
about
it.
Philip Rivers.
The man
Yeah.
played for 1 season. Was like, yeah, this ain't it. I'm
He
sorry.
been.
That man,
He
Yeah, he
been.
came from
He
the
been
Chargers.
38 though,
Yeah.
bro. Like I
Yeah,
don't know.
he
Yeah.
said this ain't it. I gotta go
hey,
home.
and
I
then
gotta go
and
here.
then he been on the team. He been on the team, and then he was like, "Where's Philip Rivers?" And then the next thing I know, the next game I watched, Jacoby back in the game. I said, "Oh, Jacoby ain't leave though." So now we got to figure out what's going on. And them boys say, "You know what? I got this. We gonna go get Carson Wentz." All right. The Eagles kicked them to the curb. The Eagles 11-1.
I think
But
people should
hold on.
probably
I
stop
no, but
fighting
I
Carson
no. Hold
Wentz.
on. Hold on.
But
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold
Dude,
on. I think
Washington were
Carson
1-5 with
actually
him.
did
Now
pretty
look at
good.
us. He did
No,
You
decent
said
on the
what's your
Colts.
record?
Carson Wentz did pretty
no.
good
I'm not
for
saying.
what.
I'm not saying he didn't do good. I'm just saying he didn't
I
stay.
wish you. I wish.
Oh
I
yeah,
wish
yeah,
you
yeah.
would. What you about to say, Cheese? I wish you would.
And then we
Go
got,
ahead. Say what you about to say.
I mean,
oh, and
not,
I'm a,
you don't go.
I'm a,
You don't go 9-8 with with
You
bad quarterback.
can.
You
You
can,
can
but
go
You
9-8
definitely.
with. You can win the Super Bowl with bad quarterback play. The Ravens did it.
it was some games he delivered and saved the Colts. So like as less as
yeah, he has.
I can't say I blame it all on him because like when you get down to it,
Oh,
that
Carson Wentz.
Jacksonville game at the end of the season, that's what messed Carson Wentz up.
No,
Jacksonville winning the game.
hey,
Oh
I'm
But
gonna
man,
say
ain't
this.
you
nobody
better.
I don't.
blaming.
You better stop it.
Nobody's blaming. I'm not blaming
No, I
Carson
know.
Wentz.
I'm not saying. Y'all saying. I'm not saying it's blame. I'm saying the only reason why Carson Wentz left because he lost to Jacksonville. They didn't sign him back because that Jacksonville.
He
No,
had
If he
no
would have made the
choice
he
but to
playoffs,
leave.
no
he
we
would have
No,
went on the
I'm
team.
blaming Carson
Chiefs.
Wentz. Stop
Chiefs.
crazy.
No. Hold on, Chiefs.
Yes.
We
If
traded
they,
for
Stop
him.
crazy.
if Jacksonville
Chiefs.
didn't knock them out the playoffs with that last game of the season, Carson Wentz probably
For
would have still been on that
Carson
team right
Wentz,
now.
No, because
you better.
Chiefs, we traded for him.
They
He wasn't a free agent. We traded for him.
we took a trade.
We traded for him.
Well, even if y'all traded him, y'all would have y'all Colts would have never would have traded him because all right, we beat Jacksonville, we got to the playoffs. Let's see what happened in the playoffs. He probably
I,
still
I don't
I,
even
I,
believe I'm listening to
I
you.
doubt that because
it's
the
a
Colts.
chance he still would have been on the team.
No, the Colts roster last year. People were saying that they had a Super Bowl ready roster. That's what people were saying.
And they said it was only missing a
They had
quarterback. That's why they're trying to
they
look
had
for Matt Ryan.
Also, basically,
yeah.
if you kick Carson off the team, get us another quarterback, we gonna do some stuff.
Yeah, and them boys, you know how they go. They already got their stuff predetermined. They thought, oh, we gonna get somebody that's been there before. Who been there before? Okay, Matt Ryan been there
Carson
before.
Wentz
But guess
ain't
what?
never
He ain't
been
doing
the answer.
nothing right now.
Who?
He ain't doing
Carson
nothing
Wentz
right
ain't
now.
You said
been the
who?
answer.
Ryan
No,
ain't
that's
the
not.
answer.
No, hold on. No, cool. That's not true. He would like we not gonna make it seem like it's a reason why people want Carson Wentz. Not saying that like before his back injury, Carson Wentz was a really good football player. Like
Oh
we
yes,
Hey,
he
can't we can't
was.
we
King, I
can't
want you to
act
keep
like
that same
it
energy
didn't
too. Keep
happen
that
because
same
that's the
nod. Keep that same head nod too.
He
right
was.
now.
He was. Bro, when he was on the Eagles, he was an MVP conversation. Was he not? And before
He
his
was.
injury, let's not make it seem like
Okay,
Carson Wentz was always the starting now.
2016.
Come on
Then
now.
dude, we like they do. All right, that's fine and dandy.
2017,
That's cool.
2017.
2017
I
Hey,
mean, but it happened though.
and
but
2017. That's fine and dandy. They were saying the same thing about Baker
No.
Mayfield
Ain't
That's
nobody.
fine.
5 years ago.
It happened.
No. But ain't nobody saying that though. That what you're saying is you can be right. What we're saying is don't act like he was not good at a point in time. You're making it seem like he was. You
I'm
said
not
he never
saying
been
he
the answer.
wasn't
That's
good at
not
a
true.
point in time.
He
I got
was the
no.
answer.
I understand that.
Right. He was good at a point in time. He's just not good no more. It happens.
I'm just
You
talking
can't be
about
good for
yes,
him.
but I'm talking about over. I'm talking about a period of time of teams that he's maneuvered since he was good. We not gonna sit there and act like because he has prestige where he was at that he's still good now. He's on his 15.
It was
He ain't been good to 3 teams
no.
prior. Like
Dude, he
two.
left the Eagles. He went to the Colts, and then he's on Washington. And then hold on. And then even before he left the Eagles because they drafted Jalen Hurts, and they kind of got into it with the front office, and that's why he left the Eagles. Keep in mind, he
Which I
came back
remember
after
they
the
did do that.
injury,
Yeah.
and the Eagles made the playoffs. Though the Eagles still made the playoffs. Come on, I'm not defending Carson Wentz. Don't get me wrong, bro. I'm not defending them because this ain't even supposed to be the conversation. Y'all boys in the
You
comments,
could have
y'all can
fooled me.
fire me up because I don't. This ain't the conversation. But because that wasn't the you missed the conversation, bro. The man played good enough football, and when he got by
Obviously.
the time he was leaving the Eagles, he got to the Colts. He was no longer the same player. The injuries caught up with him. You could tell, like, when he tries to scramble now, he looks like he can't move at all. He came into the
no,
league running like 4'8". Like he could do something. Now he just looked like he run
but
5'8".
he's still
He
faster
getting
than Matt Ryan.
exposed. Oh no, we ain't even going that far. We ain't going that far today. No, I ain't going
Man,
that
listen.
far today.
Man, listen. Hey,
What's
hey,
today's
hey,
topic?
let's, hey,
Don't get me
hey.
on Matt
Hey, I'm
Ryan
gonna say
today,
it because we're
please.
not the last week. Let's go hit them boots for next one, man.
Hey man, shout out to our boy Soren who couldn't be here tonight, man. Like, shout out to him, shout out to his boy Matt Ryan, that's his boy.
Yeah,
All the Matt Ryan supporters, show him some love in the comment section.
that's his
Cause you know
favorite player.
Put
your
a
boy Soren love that.
put a hugging
Mhm.
emoji.
That's
Put
his
a hugging
guy.
Yeah.
emoji. And Pound and Matt, we care. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Matt, we care. Lord have
Hashtag Matt
mercy.
Ryan, bro. We love you, dog.
Hey, check this out. We're gonna move on to the last topic of the day. We're gonna talk about one of our tight ends that we think, that we idol, that we like, and we gonna just go down the list. We're
Man,
not saying I'm not
man,
gonna
man,
say
let's hold
we're
on,
not.
hold on. Let me do it a little bit better. Who's your tight end GOAT? How about that? Who's
Yeah,
your
that's
tight end
fine.
GOAT?
Hey,
That's fine.
Who's your tight end GOAT?
hold on. I want Cool to go first on this subject, real fast. But I do want to say, y'all,
The
in the
man can say
comments,
Jason Witten.
we know, like, this topic is a little off from the other topics, but this is a topic we wanted to wait until we can have a good bit of us all together back on the podcast before we talked about it. So, this is an older topic. Y'all can let us know in the comments if we way off, but we would like to know who y'all got us to go tight end. We feel like that's one of the positions
Yep.
that it's a real argument for people to say this person or that person is the GOAT. We know when it comes down to quarterbacks and wide receivers, it's only a couple of people, but when it comes to tight ends, we think it's a wide group. So, Cool, I want you to go
Yeah.
ahead and do your thing. Who you got?
Jason
Yeah, well,
Witten.
you already know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hop in there. So, and then this is definitely not even just from a bias standpoint. I love Jason Witten so much for what he brought to the game. Jason Witten also was leading
Man, my
before
word.
Travis Kelce came along. Was already leading where he was doing with yards for a tight end. I say he wasn't getting about like half of the touchdowns, but if you look towards the yards and yards per game that he was getting, that Jason Witten is hands down my favorite when it comes to a tight end because I call that man Mr. O Reliable. You get that ball whenever you need a touchdown, you need a first down, you get that ball to Jason Witten. Jason Witten controlled the offensive scheme when it came to third down situation and when it came down to scoring. And a lot of people look to it towards he was playing with, but they don't look towards what his actual impact was on the actual field when he's playing. Like Jason Witten is a terror, dude. I love the fact of for a tight end because me as a wide receiver, if you pass it to me, left hand peanut butter, right hand syrup, you pass it to me, it's coming down with me. I catching that. But as a tight end, it's great to see somebody that you can rely on like that on your team that you don't got to worry about nothing. Like that man just took over the field whenever he was on
Boy,
there for the time that he played, man, and I
boy, look at
appreciate him.
that engine oil. You heard me? Get that engine oil off your hands, boy. You know there ain't no peanut butter.
Yes, sir. That's how that thing come down, baby. Left hand peanut butter, right hand syrup. Don't throw it my way because it's going
Boy, you
down,
got
baby.
that oil from Take 5, boy.
Not the
Yo,
Take 5 oil.
Yo, man, don't Take 5.
That thing going down,
The
baby.
man go to
Look at that
Speedy
thing.
D.
You see
He go
that?
to Speedy D.
Who going
Crazy.
Hey, we'll go ahead and knock it off real quick. Because, I'm going to tell y'all something. Whenever you in the position to catch a ball, it don't matter who it is. Gronk going to get it. Gronk going to get that thing. Gronk is a bully. You ever seen somebody play bully basketball? Like they down in the paint and they like, give me the ball. That's how Gronk catches majority of his passes. Like, bruh, get behind me if you want to. I'm about to bully you and grab this thing, arms extended, look at you as you fall off of me like, yeah, over the shoulder.
Yeah, that boy's
Gronk.
strong. That boy's
Been
strong.
doing
I
that
tell
for a
you that.
long time. Continue to maintain that same strength for so many years, bro. Hey, but you know what? Way too cool said it, man. That boy Travis Kelce, man, built like that too. So, I don't know.
That's pretty
Travis
That's
bad.
all I
Kelce
got to
is a
say.
legend in the making, bro.
Oh, go ahead, Queso.
He never played football until
Don't
he
say
got to
nothing,
the
Sil.
league. He was a basketball player, and his vert was a 32-inch vertical. I'm talking about Antonio Gates. Come on,
Oh.
listen, Antonio. Y'all can say what y'all want. Jason Witten, Travis Kelce, Gronk. It was Antonio. If it wasn't Gonzalez, it was Antonio. They went neck and neck.
Shout out
And
to
that's crazy because
Tony.
my boy Sauron was gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Tony.
Someone would have talked about Tony, so that's what's up.
Listen, 32-inch vertical, big hands, 6'6", 6'4", 250. Come on now. When Phillip had needed a target, guess who it was? Number 85. The first Ocho Cinco. Come on now.
The man said the first
Hey,
Ocho single. Woo!
the first Ocho Cinco. Come on now. You had
Dude,
AOT.
Ocho, you know how old Ocho is, bro? Ocho probably came in the league around the same time as this man, bro. What are you talking about?
All I know is all the weapons that was on that field for the Chargers and Antonio. He third in yards. He's first in touchdowns, and he's third in receptions for tight ends. Come on now. He top 3 in 3 of the most important categories that's counted for a tight end or a receiver. Come on now. He top 3.
You want to know the real answer?
Skip. Come on, Skip.
Come on now.
Yeah, come on.
Come on,
Come on, like that. My boy Big Play Shay. You know what I'm telling you? Big Play
Come on, Skip.
Shay. The man, hey, look, listen. I'm going to do something. Look, Gronk, See, Bartholomew talked about Gronk, so he got something to say. Antonio Witten, you know how they did? The boy ain't got no Super Bowls. Shea going to the Super Bowl, win 2, going to another team, and them boys say, you know what the man said? The man said, they just call me big play shit. They say, why? He said, because I didn't mean to play all game till the 4th quarter, and it been a big one. You feel me? That's big play shit. First of all, look. All right, listen. First of all, my man Shannon Sharp came through. He got drafted in the 7th round out of Savannah State. Come on, man. The man going to HBCU. Then the man make his work his way on this field. And when he retired, he led in every statistical category for a tight end at the time of his retirement. He had the most 1,000-yard seasons as a tight end. He led in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. On top of him playing on a team, bro, that had people like Terrell Davis, bro, running the ball. So for you to put up them stats on a team like that, you really gotta be balling, man. Shannon Sharp showed up, man, and he was undersized for the position. Everybody who y'all named was at least 250. Shannon Sharp said his playing weight was like 225. He was only like 6'2". But he bullied linebackers and safeties as if he was as big as Gronk, who pass interference every time he catch the ball. PS, he extend that thing and catch him. He don't never run. He stiff arm the corner and then catch him. That's what Gronk do.
Boy, you talking about that boy? Hold on. You talking about that boy that be on Undisputed? You talking about that boy right there?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. That's my guy. Though, listen. As far as tight ends go, man, I think if you lead in any statistic out of all statistical categories at the when you retire, and plus he didn't play as long as Witten. Now Gronk didn't either, but Tony Gonzalez, Witten, and Antonio Gates played a long time. All of them was about 38 or something by the time they retired. I think Shannon was 34 when he left the game. So, you got to think about that too. But because Tony and Antonio, they got a lot of stats in their later years. But I think all of these are good options. I respect all the tight ends named, but I think if you lead in every statistical category for your position at the time of your retirement, the worst thing that ever happened was that Shannon Sharp was not a first ballot Hall of Famer. How do you leave the game number 1 in every statistical category at your position, but you're not first ballot when you go into the Hall of Fame? That's
crazy.
That's bull.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, hey, I think we covered it all, fellas.
Hey, I think so too, man. Hey, I like
listen.
it.
Hey, we covered it all. You already know what it is. It's going for the gusto. Hey, give a shout out to my boy Boom Bam Boonansky, Way Too Cool, Queso Casino, and my boy that couldn't be with us.
Hold on.
Go ahead, man. What you got to say?
Put the fans back on? Why you put it back on?
Why you gotta do this to this man?
I'm just saying, my dog. It's just cool what it is, baby. That's all it is, dog. You know what's happening, baby. You already know what time it is, dog.
Hey, look. Hey, Queso. It's a simple answer. What's always the answer? The man going for the gusto. That's why he put him back on. Come on, man. You need to learn better, man. Come on, man. Hey, y'all hit us down in the comments. We appreciate y'all. Let us know how y'all feel about any of the topics, man. You know what I'm saying? Bartholomew. Go ahead.
You already know my man.
Hey, y'all already know, like my boy said, hit us down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe below. You already know how that go. Hey, again, shout out to my boy Son who couldn't be with us tonight. We did mention that boy, Tony Gonzalez for him. Hey, but we going to keep it sweet, butter, and close. Holla at y'all.